Hello, BookTube. I thought I'd do a bit of a book haul. It's Sunday. Been a big weekend here. I went and got myself a new truck. I have some projects this winter I want to do, which would require me to haul some lumber and that sort of thing. But I did manage to pick up some books, some pretty neat ones. So thought I'd show them to you. And let me get my glasses off here and get a drink of beer and start right in. So the first thing I got, well, there's no order to them. I didn't get this first. I got them all together. Yeah, I'm all messed up from working outside. This doesn't have a dust jacket. It's Conversations at Midnight by Edna St. Vincent Millay, Harper and Brothers Publishers, New York and London. This thing came out in 1937. It is a second edition. A poem that's very similar to a drama. I've been looking through it. I haven't read the whole thing, but it looks pretty neat. There's the spine. Then another thing I got, this is sort of neat. This is the Book of Cupid. Let's see here. This is the Book of Cupid, being an anthology from the English poets with 23 illustrations by Lady Hilton and an introduction by Henry Newbold, New York, Frederick A. Stokes and Company Publishers. Let's get that little piece of waxy paper, onion paper there. This is what it's like without the... Then this came out, I'm not sure when, but the illustrations are pretty neat. So this here is a poem, The Song from Galathea by John Lyle. This one here, oh, same person. Oh, so we have the Escape by Geoffrey Chaucer. And here's Assault of the Cupid. So nice little illustrations. I mainly get it for that. I'm not sure when it came out. Sometimes I put that in the back. Let me look. Chiswick Press, Charles Whittingham and Company, Tooks Court, Chancery Lane, London. Sort of hard to tell. This next one is a little history book. A First Book in American History by Edward Eggleston. Let's get this in the back. You can't really see anything on the spine. The end papers are sort of nice. This, with special reference to the lives and deeds of great Americans. New York, Cincinnati, Chicago, the American Book Company. And this came out in 1890, and here you have the inauguration of George Washington in 1789. So it's a school book. I like looking at the images. It's obviously a little different than we would teach history now, which is what makes it so fascinating. So the next thing I got is a more modern thing, but it was interesting. Sotheby's, The Inside Story by Peter Watson, as seen on 60 Minutes. So there you go, that's some glare there, huh? That's not too bad. This is Random House, New York. It came out in 97. The American-owned firm of Sotheby's has long been the site in London and New York of some of the most prestigious and glamorous art auctions in history. Over 6 years ago, and even longer now, the journalist Peter Watson, acting on two leads, began an investigation into how certain objects of great historical, economic, and sometimes religious value found their way into the auction house. Not everybody was happy about that, I'm sure, so it should be a good story. Then this next one doesn't have a dust jacket. I've been dipping in and out of it. don't know why I have a bookmark in here because I'm not reading it right now. But this is the autobiography of Lincoln Steffens. I don't know if you can tell. It's got this like really sort of cool. It should glisten there. I don't know if it will on the film. This is from 1931. Let's see if I. And he is one of the famous muckrakers. He's a journalist. This thing is beautifully produced. All sorts of images, stories of his adventures in Boston and St. Louis, Connecticut, Chicago. He was a muckraker. He was a sensationalist journalist. He knew just about everybody. There's big parts in here, Theodore Roosevelt, that sort of thing. So, yeah, a neat little bit of history here for those of you who are in that sort of thing. So it's Harcourt, Brace, and Company. Then these two things sort of go together. They're called Zigzag Journeys. This one is in classic lands, Sicily, southern France, Italy, and Greece. Look at this cover. The end papers are really something. This one came out in Boston by Estes and Laureate in 1882. So Tommy Toby's Trip to Mount Parnassus. These are by Hezekiah Butterworth. Just loaded with illustrations. Just a great joy to look through. And then the next one is also a zigzag. This is Journeys in Europe. Look at the back of the cover, that's something, huh? This one, so the end paper on this one, you have England and Scotland and Wales. And then here you have Western Europe. This one is, oh, so it's got one of those onion skin paper things. This is Boston, Estes and Laureate, 1881. Again, Hezekiah Butterworth. And there's The Boy King. We have Robert throwing himself on his knees before his prostrate father. Joan of Arc. Edinburgh Castle. There's a portrait of Elizabeth. So yeah, those from the 1880s, very nice. It'll be fun to look through. And then I got one more thing here. It doesn't have a dust jacket. This is The Springtide of Life, Poems of Childhood by Algernon Charles Swinburne, illustrated by Arthur Rackham. Just sort of plain covered thing. It's from 1926, Garden City, New York, Doubleday, Page and Company. Let's see if that's on it. Yeah, you can see that. And let's see if I can find an image for you here. They have plates and then they have these little like drawings. Even from one of the plates, just to give you a feel. Here's one. So that sort of artwork that you associate with Rackham. Let's see, I want to find another one here. It's a beautiful book. worth looking for just for the illustrations. I haven't read the poems yet, but I will. Oh yeah, nice little book. Sort of the end papers there. Not a bad little haul. Interesting book, some older ones that I'm looking forward to looking through. So yeah, like I said, it's been a busy week, but a good one. And I hope all is going well with you. And thank you, BookTube.